shown. Okay, now see, I told you that I took some 15, 20. Let me switch off all the. Okay, system sound microphone. Okay, I don't think there is any problem anyway. Okay, so we can go on with what we are doing. This recording is on. I told you that I took some 15, 20 photographs and I sent you 4, right? I sent you 4. Let me show those 4 again. Where is it? Okay. Okay, this is being shared now. You can see it. Visible to everyone. Okay, yeah. So this is one of them. Huh? So let me just keep showing you. This is a painting that I tell. I'll show you that. So without the bottle, with an apple, other elements are there. This is a painting that I did yesterday on my own. This is a A2 size painting. Double of A4 is A3, double of A3 is A4, A2. This A2 size painting that I did. Okay, now let me see where the other. Okay. I am going to be, I told you the bottle lighting is slightly difficult in the one that we are using. So I thought I'll switch on to another bottle, this one. You can see, right? So there is light here, highlight here, and on the back of the bottle, inside the bottle, from inside the bottle, there's a reflection here. This will be slightly controllable, though this won't be there, that part which is see-through of the, this part will be that, okay? And here, we will use whatever has to be used, okay? So this is what we are going to do. So I'm going to this. First, before going to that, let me complete the jasmine flowers. Jasmine flowers we'll take from the other one, this one. Okay. This is what we use. This is the jasmine. Shall we take it from this or that? This is better, I think. Okay. So we'll start with the jasmine flower. Okay. Here we go. So I'll have to stop the sharing. Okay. We'll have to paint the flower, the leaves, the stem, and the petals, sepals. The petals are there, the sepals which were holding the flowers, which have already fallen down. Huh? We'll start with the stem and the leaves and slowly go ahead. Okay. You are able to see, or should I go closer? Someone tell me.
சார் கொஞ்சம் க்ளோஸரா இருந்தா நல்லா இருக்கும் சார் முடிஞ்சா.
கொண்டு போயிடுவா இருங்க ஒரு let me just take it close. Okay, after that I'll have to bring it out. So when I paint other areas, please let me know and I will. That's okay, na? That should be enough.
Okay sir, okay.
Okay, so let me show the leaves also. Okay. A bit difficult for me because I have to come out and see. Okay, doesn't matter. I can manage. See, I always say that we don't copy, we see what the ambience is and try to capture the ambience of whatever is there. Okay, so this is the ambience that you see there. That part is not exactly what we see in the photograph, but it looks like if you look at this, immediately whoever looks at this will say, oh, this is a jasmine flower. That is all matters. Yes, people will say this is jasmine flower, isn't it? Nobody's going to say this is. Yes, ma'am.
Light color, light green.
Yellow, ma. It is just yellow.
Oh.
I've taken yellow. I've taken yellow and painted on top of that. Whatever green is there also got mixed to it. That's it.
So you first apply the green வந்து added with the blue, sir? Because
see,
the first green you applied was a bit darker.
See,
so
this green is sap green. Okay, the whatever green I have here is the sap green. This is a cobalt blue that I was using earlier for some of these areas. Okay, and so that is the thing about watercolor, or maybe most of the colors, even pencil color. When we are using one color pencil, we switch over to a harmonious color or a contrast color depending upon what we want, and we keep mixing other colors. So no color is pure from the tube. So when I want this to be slightly darker, I'll take a blue. When I want this to be even darker, I might take, can you see a little bit of crimson out there? Okay, that was necessary in a certain place. So it is not a single color, but it is a green. No matter what, it is a green. It is a yellow. Yellow I don't have here. Yellow I have in my palette. Okay. So when we go to that kind of a shading, then it doesn't matter the exactitude of green. You understand what I mean by that, right? Exactitude of green is pakka that green. We don't need it. So I'm mixing a blue and green to get a slightly darker tone. Huh? So let us say that this is going to be a darker tone because that's a vein. Huh? There is a reflection. So that will have a bluish tint. So obviously now you know it is not a single color which is making up the color of the leaf. There are so many other colors which interact with each other to create this. A leaf-like feeling is there, right?
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what we want. We will not be bothered about other things. The only thing is when we are painting a certain color, so we are painting a green now. Anything dark will be connected to green. It will either be a harmonious color or an analogous color. Okay. Unless we are very particular about a contrast color that has to come there. See what I mean by ambience? It looks as if that is how the leaf is. It might not be. If you can get it exact without losing the brush flow. No, the brush is flowing, right? Let it dry and I'll come to that. Huh? Now I'm going to go to somehow the bottle. That's difficult. Okay. I'm just making this up. Huh? This is not exactly like this. I'm just making this up so that யாரு ஒரு நிமிஷம்ப்பா பிரேமா பிரேமா ஒரு நிமிஷம்ப்பா வரேன் Okay, okay, please give me a second. I'll just be back. Okay, I missed showing you the bottom line. Okay, I'll just be there. Hey, Blackie, go. Good. Blackie, Black. Hey. Suddenly it has become very bold, you know. Pardon? I haven't got it yet. Okay. Yeah, I think it's minimum. They give a minimum, I think. Oh, okay. We see. I'm halfway through a class. I just came out. Okay, let him come and do it. Okay, sir. See you. This is the problem in doing working from home. You have to take care of what is happening in the house too. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to take it back. Oh, let me complete the flower, right? பாருங்க பாருங்க தம்பி இங்க இருக்கு பாருங்க இங்க இருக்கு உள்ளதான் இருக்கு Okay, now I will have to show the white is already established, huh? One of you asked me, how are you going to show the Thank you, Thambi. Two not two.
How come?
I think we
Last time we didn't pay either.
could be. I don't remember.
It should be that.
Sorry about that, but I can't help that, huh? So somebody was asking me, how come you're painting this gray? It should be a white or no, something like that. Somebody asked. Not like, see, now it is going to be brown. A little bit of yellow. If you remember, when we did this, we did a little bit of yellow, a little bit of brown, and so on and so forth. It became slightly warm. And that's how it started building, right? And then
Sorry,
yeah, tell me.
yellow வந்து எந்த yellow சார் யூஸ் பண்றீங்க கேட்க கூடாதா சார்
Yeah, actually வந்து see, I'm not saying that you should not ask. See, if you're going to be using lemon yellow, it's going to look green. Okay, we already have green, so we don't want another green. Chrome yellow is going to make it bright. Okay, like when we dilute it, it'll be like butter color. No, the yellowish butter color, which is nice. If we are going to use yellow ochre, then it's going to look like skin color, slightly brownish. We don't want brownish here. So chrome yellow is good. That is how we choose. There is no formula. That is exactly what I'm saying. Don't try to think of a formula is what I'm saying. If you think of
சார்
a
அது கூட
formula,
கூட கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் கிரீனும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணிருக்கீங்களா சார்? லைட்டா அந்த எல்லோவோட கொஞ்சம் கிரீனும்.
நான் இந்த கலர் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணியிருக்கேன்மா. இந்த கலர் என்ன கொஞ்சம் போல கிரீன் இருக்கு, கொஞ்சம் ரெட் இருக்கு, கொஞ்சம் ப்ரௌன் இருக்கு. So these colors, that's the reason why we do watercolor on a palette like this, where colors mix with each other. When we want it to be very yellow, here it has become greenish, right? This has become greenish. When I want very, very clean yellow, I would take yellow from here, okay, and keep it there. Now that yellow is clean, isn't it? That yellow is clean now. So
என்ன எல்லோ
but
சார் அது? லெமன்.
that is
Chrome
gamboge yellow, chrome yellow, gamboge yellow, and yellow deep. All three colors are almost the same. Okay.
ஓகே ஓகே.
So what I
இப்போ
say,
அது
yeah,
கொஞ்சம் லைட்டா வந்து கிரீனும் பிரவுனும் லைட்டா கலந்து இருக்குல்ல சார்?
லேசா கொஞ்சம் there is, yes. That is the reason why the flower looks as if it is, because of many layers it is opaque, but it is not actually opaque, isn't it? Only because of many layers it looks opaque. But now I will give it a now I give a little bit of yellow to it. Can you see the flower now? It looks like jasmine, huh? It cannot be jasmine. It's paper. That's exactly what one has to remember. It is paper. It's a paper that we are using to create this image. Okay. I think that is set. We don't have to worry too much about what is happening here, because the bottle will almost take over everything. அவர் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தாரு இது மாதிரி, ஏன்னா அவருக்கு வந்து 224 என்னமோ வந்திருக்கான். எப்படி உங்களுக்கு இவ்வளவு வருது அப்படின்றாரு. வருது, என்ன பண்றது இல்ல. என்ன செய்ய முடியுன்ற ஒன்றும் செய்ய முடியாது. 224 அவருக்கு இல்ல, ஒண்ணும் பண்ணல. என்ன பண்ண முடியும்? ஒண்ணும் பண்ணல. வாட்டர் பில்லு அவ்வளவுதான் வரும் நமக்கு. ஓ ஓகே, சரி. ஓ, so we have, okay. Now I'm going to the bottle. I am not using the bottle that we used that we used as a reference for the rest of the painting. Huh? I'm taking a little bit of yellow and making this slightly brighter. The yellow will make it brighter. Okay. Okay. Now what do? We go to the bottle. Let me start with this side. I'm going to be starting with that side. Let me take a good photograph. Mm. Okay, I'll have to manage by using both the photographs and try to get a balance. Huh? And the balance has to be good. That's all I'm worried about. I'm taking a blue, I'm taking a burnt sienna, and little bit of red. Like that's the color that I'm taking. Let me pull out. Okay. Is this okay, or you want me to go closer to the bottle?
கொஞ்சம்
See, from
closer போங்க சார்.
Abdiyama, see, from this distance, the flower looks so effective, right?
ஆமா சார், ஃப்ளவர் இப்போ ரொம்ப சூப்பரா தான் சார் இருக்கு.
கரெக்டா உட்காந்துருச்சு டக்குன்னு அது.
ஆமா சார், ஆமா.
Hulda is just thinking, oh my God, why are these people talking in Tamil? Then sir will also start talking in Tamil. Then she will have to tell me, sir.
சார் அவங்களுக்கு தமிழ் புரியும் தான் சார் சொன்னாங்க. சோ அதனால அவங்களுக்கு கூட ப்ராப்ளம் இல்ல சார். 2-3 பேர் தான் சார் தமிழ் சுத்தமா தெரியாதவங்க இருக்காங்க.
Who are the people who actually don't know Tamil at all? There are some, right? Who is? Okay.
ஒரு
Rajpal.
3 பேர் இருக்காங்க சார்.
Okay. Rajpal is from North India. So Muskan and Kangana understands Tamil. Kanaga understands Tamil.
Yes, sir.
So Samanvi, Rajpal, Hulda, and Samanvi find it difficult. So in case I jump into
Bindu, sir.
pardon?
Bindu. Not someone. Bindu.
Bindu. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I completely forget that. But generally, I'm very bad with names. Like it's very bad for a teacher to forget names, but can't help. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, if I go away from I really don't know what to do because I'm using two completely different references for bottle. Because the highlight on this bottle is too complicated. If I do it the way it is, the effect will look good, but you will not be able to follow what I am doing. Okay, so I don't want to do it. So let me go to the highlight here. What does that look like? Okay, so what happens is there is a line out here which comes and stops there. Okay, and that the drawing also has to be maintained properly, or else it will look wrong. Huh? Now we don't actually try to get the exactitude. We catch the ambience. That word is good. Yes, please.
ஸ்கிரீன் வந்து ரொம்ப சின்னதா தெரியுது சார். இது என் சைடு ஃபால்ட்டா இல்ல
இல்லம்மா, no. The thing is, when we keep it horizontal, you're watching on a laptop, right?
Yes, sir.
So your laptop is horizontal rectangle. Okay. So this is a vertical rectangle that I've kept. I've kept my mobile like this. I've not kept my mobile horizontal. I've kept my mobile vertical because this paper is vertical. But if I turn it around, your full screen will take it up, but this image will become only that much. No, the sides. Now I'll just show you. I explained this last class. So this part will, apart from this, the side will also show, but there is no advantage in that. So this is the best we can get. So this is a common thing that happens when we shift from horizontal to vertical. It will look smaller. Okay. Okay, in the sense, we will have to be satisfied with that, is what I'm saying.
சார் கொஞ்சம் கிட்ட கொண்டு போய்க்கோங்களே சார், ஃப்ளவருக்கு கொண்டு போன மாதிரி, அப்போ கொஞ்சம் கிளியரா இருக்கும் சார். ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார், ஓகே சார், சூப்பர் சார்.
சரியா? ஏன்னா you have to see the textile also, because without seeing the textile, you won't know why a certain color is given,
ஓகே சார், ஓகே.
Okay, and a little bit of yellow will come here because of this. Because of this, a little bit of yellow will come inside, huh? And that yellow can be yellow ochre because it's a slightly dull yellow. It's not as bright as the rest of the areas. Most of what I do now will be looking at the picture and manipulating whatever I see there. I'm trying to get this yellow so that reflection. See, if you remember reflected light in our light and shade classes, that will always be there. So the reflected colors are coming out here. Okay. So we'll stop the yellow there, and then we'll go to a darker tone. Which is the muffler showing through. Okay. these will have to be very carefully done. You know, such details will come only in very few places, not everywhere. So those very few places have to be very carefully shown.
Excuse me, sir.
Pardon, yeah.
Sir, which color you are taking? This one is green.
That gray, which is a blue and a brown. See, I showed you this palette. I show this palette because I can take, like, so I kept a dark tone here, which is sort of bluish because this blue has come here.
Yes.
Okay. So when I go to this place, that green will come there. So I cannot keep this bluish gray here. This will have to be greenish gray. Here it has to be a yellowish gray. So it is not one color. Gray is neutral. But when you are painting, have three grays and manipulate it whichever way you want. Okay. Then you will know, okay, if I use gray here, it looks all right, but it's not as all right as the other place. You know what I mean? So you will have to leave the white. When you are doing this, you will just copy the light and shade on the glass area of the reference picture. You can't understand the logic. See, when we say this is going to be dark in say a mango, we automatically say this will be dark green because the background is green. This will be yellowish, deep yellow because the background is yellow. Here it won't be like that. Yeah, because it changes. Every small area is different. So I'll just show you. I'll just show you the way I take color. Okay. Now this place needs a blue. Why? I think so because it's blue in the background. So I take a clean blue. Okay. I take a clean blue and give a blue there. And I try to, now like this is going to be a highlight area. So I try to leave the highlight area like that. The blue will not be exact because there will be a distortion inside, right? Isn't it? There will be a distortion inside. Now I have to take that blue off. I made a mistake there by drawing it like that. See, it's not impossible to take colors off. But the only thing is you have to be very careful that you don't damage the paper. Okay? Now we have almost come to the end of this. Okay, and there is a dark band out there, probably because of the reflection from this. Huh? So what am I going to do with that? I'm going to go there. Something like that is happening. Okay, and I'm just going to follow that. that highlight I had to be very careful. Huh? Okay. Now I'm going to go to a larger area. So I'm going to take a slightly bigger brush. I think I'll take the angular flat. Huh? I'll take the angular flat. Can you see that? I'll take the angular flat. I'll make it a nice gray. Where does it start from? It starts from somewhere here. Okay.
சார் நீங்க
Yeah.
எப்படி சார் கிரே பண்றீங்க? எல்லா கலரும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணி கிரே பண்ணிடுவீங்களா சார்?
Illama, blue and brown will be the dominant color. See, that's the blue that I have here.
burnt sienna.
Burnt sienna.
Brown and
No, I call it brown. It is burnt sienna.
அதுவும் ப்ளூவும் மிக்ஸ் பண்ணிக்குவீங்க. கோபால்ட்
That
ப்ளூவா
and
சார்?
blue. Cobalt blue or ultramarine blue. Huh? Both of them are very close. One of those colors I'll use. And if I come to this area, I'll mix a little bit of blue, more blue. When I come to this area, I'll mix a little bit of red. When I come to this area, I'll mix a little bit of green to make that sort of greenish gray. Okay. So it changes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint the red band out there. Somebody asked me if no one of you asked me if what do we do if we want to paint the twill lines? You know, the muffler has lines like that. Huh? How do we show that? Well, why would you want to show that is the main question. Now, like, there will be a reason why. You know, I like it is yes, but more than that, more than that, if you're painting a muffler, that as the main subject, and there are 2-3 things on the, or maybe one lemon on the muffler, something else on the muffler, one spoon or one small glass on the muffler, and that's exactly what you want to paint. Then, in that case, let me just do this right, and then I'll come to you. Okay, I'll just get this done right. Then what we do is, we do the painting and we can scratch it off. One. Huh? We can scratch it off. One. Or we can use something called a just a second. We can use something called a masking fluid. You can write it down. It is available in the market. Many companies are having it. Masking fluid, which is rubber basically, latex. Now I'm going to go to the bottom of the bottle. The bottom of the bottle will be thick, right? So that thick line I'm taking. This subject was chosen by me, so I can't blame anyone for choosing a tough subject for me. But it is tough. It is tough. Okay, but tough is what is needed. Ramachandran sir and I were talking about the A2 painting that I have done. I'll just show you that. Okay, now I stopped talking because I am not able to talk.
அந்த பெயிண்டிங் ரொம்ப சூப்பரா இருக்கு சார்.
நல்லா வருது இல்லம்மா?
அந்த பெயிண்டிங் நீங்க
ஓ,
A2ல
அந்த
வரைஞ்சது.
A2வா? ஓ, போஸ்ட் பண்ணிருந்தேன்ல உங்களுக்கு. I
ஆமா
posted
சார்.
it onto yeah. It came out very well. Yeah.
ஓல்டு பெயிண்டிங் மாதிரி இருக்கு சார். ஓல்டு பெயிண்டிங் ஒரு 50 வருஷத்து ஓல்டு பெயிண்டிங் மாதிரி இருக்கு சார்.
ஆமா, அது அதாவது என்ன சொல்ல வர்றீங்க? 70 வயசு ஆளு வரைஞ்சா 60-50 வயசு மாதிரி தான் இருக்குன்றீங்களா?
சார் இல்ல சார், இந்த ஓல்டு பெயிண்டிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் நம்ம சிலதெல்லாம் பார்க்கணும்ல சார்.
மாஸ்டர் பெயிண்டிங்ஸ் மாதிரி இருக்கு. இல்ல, ஆக்சுவலா அப்படிதான் இருக்கு. அதை பாக்குறதுக்கு ஆக்சுவலா நான் மை வே ஆஃப்
கலர் ஸ்கீமே அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு சார். நீங்க கலர் அந்த போட் அந்த இதெல்லாமே கூட அந்த ஒரு மாதிரி ரொம்ப வருஷத்துக்கு முன்னாடி வர மாதிரி இருக்கு.
See, my what should I say? My style of painting. Just a second. I'll get both the bottles out. My kind of painting is generally from the English style of painting. You know, I don't like the English people much, but the watercolor technique was mostly encouraged and brought to prominence by the Britishers. So it will reflect on anybody's. I mean, there is Indian style of painting. So many artists are there, and like old artists are there. John Fernandez, Gideon Paul Raj, Gideon Arul Raj, Gideon Thagraj and all those people, no brothers. That was
சரி
there.
இந்த எக்ஸாமுக்கு வந்துட்டு இந்த மாதிரி ஆர்டிஸ்ட் பேரெல்லாம் கேட்கறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு இருக்கா சார்? அந்த மாதிரி
இல்லம்மா இல்லம்மா இல்ல கிடையாது. ஜெனரலா கேட்க மாட்டாங்க. யார சப்போஸ் நீங்க வந்து யாராச்சும் ஒரு ஆர்டிஸ்ட காப்பி பண்ணிருக்கீங்க, in case you have copied a specific artist, you know, sometimes we copy artists, yeah. So if you have copied a specific artist, they might ask, now like you have copied this, whom did you copy this from? Do you know? It's good, huh? Like, meaning you are copying somebody, you should know whom you are copying. So that you will know. When if I yeah, tell me.
நாங்க காப்பி பண்றது is it ரஞ்சித்னு சொல்லிடுவோம் சார். நோ இஷ்யூ சார்.
ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு 2-3 தடவை ஒருத்தர் ஒரு ஸ்பெசிபிக் external examiner was sent by the Bharatidas, and they usually come from Trichy, you know, like because that university is in Trichy, so they generally come from Trichy, and that particular person who has come 2 or 3 times to our examination as an examiner says that he uses my paintings, my YouTube classes for his students. So if you say, whom did you copy this from? And if you say from A.Z. Ranjit, he'll say, okay, I also copy. Okay, let me just see if this can be somehow. See, I'm copying whatever light and color is there, right? Whatever light and shade is there, whatever light and color is there. I am not trying to use a logic, you know, my own logic. Oh, if something is going like this, it will go like that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm just following whatever color is there, whatever light is there. You understand that, right? We'll just make it look as if the bottle shadow is falling there. Okay, so that we get a white there. We need a white in that place. Huh? Okay, now what I'm going to do is that area becomes dark. This area becomes dark, leaving the highlight there. That area becomes dark. I might have to scratch some of those colors away because I have painted it dark. This is the thing. Now, like when we are doing this, we have to see what the logic is there. What logic is there, trying to get that logic into the painting by leaving the appropriate colors in the appropriate area. That is the trick. How the colors move. I need a blue. Let me take a little bit of cobalt blue.
சார் நீங்க போட்ட ரெட்டே மறைஞ்சிருச்சு சார் ஆக்சுவலா. ஆனா
எந்த ரெட்டுமா?
முன்னாடி போட்ட ரெட்டே இப்போ தெரியாத மாதிரி ஒரு கலர் வந்துருச்சு இல்ல சார்?
ஆமா ஆமா. See what has happened is it looks as if it is seen through the bottle. Bottle உள்ள கூடி பாக்குற மாதிரியே போயிருச்சு.
புரியுது.
அப்படி ஆயிருச்சு.
ஓகே.
அதுதான் வேணும் நமக்கு இல்ல?
சார் எஸ் சார்.
But there are two highlights, one on the top of the bottle, one inside the bottle. That is going in that curve. This is coming this way curved. Here actually some of the areas are actually disappear. I don't understand how they disappear, but they have actually disappeared. Okay. Do you realize that I am not painting a bottle? I am not painting the transparency of the bottle. I am just painting the light and shade that I see on the bottle. Right? Do you follow that? That is exactly what is needed. Okay. From time to time, I also try to show as if like this is a reflection that I get from there, or no, something like that. I try to show from time to time. This area, I think I'll have to take out a little bit of color from there, scratch it out. Okay. Scratching out is a watercolor technique. See, when we say this is a watercolor technique, we should not use this technique and things like that. We are talking about what the masters have done and what the masters say you should not do. That's our guideline. Okay, so the masters have done that. I keep talking about Winslow Homer all the time. Winslow Homer has used okay, now you have to see what this looks like. Huh? As a complete picture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a very big brush that I have, not a very big brush, but a big brush that I have, and I am going to paint some of these areas to give it a dimension. Okay, so this, okay, I have to paint that. Okay, this has to come out, right? So I'm going to paint that slightly blue. so that this comes out. That comes out. Okay. That comes out. Huh? And let me paint this area slightly darker because I don't want that to be sticking out. Slightly darker. Huh? Here we will give it a small fold by painting this area slightly darker. Nobody will notice. Nobody will notice. Only we will know. This has to become darker like that. Slightly given like that. Huh? That's a shadow from the bottle. Okay. Now let me paint the legs. Huh? I'm not going to be painting it exact, but I'm just painting to show that there is something there which has a certain character. And I'm just trying to get the character out rather than the exact feature of that. Okay, that looks sort of right. Huh? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say this is coming in like that. பயந்தாங்கொழி நாய்ப்புல இது. Okay, let me not touch the vessel. It has come out well. Like if we make a mistake there, that beauty will be gone. பிரேமா யாரோ கூப்பிட்டு இருக்காங்கல்ல. See, I'm not doing it exact, right? You see that I'm not doing it exact. யாருல spam. Huh? Okay, let's do the farther away leg. By accident I painted it on, but I can always take it out if I want. Okay, so what we do, we put a little bit of water there. Okay, and pull it out. Okay, we can scratch and take it out if we want a white, but we don't want a white. We just want a little bit of lighter area so that we can paint a leg there with yellow. Is it allowed? Yes, it is allowed. So there are certain things which are not allowed. Yes, you can't use a white, and those things are not allowed. Okay, let that dry. I won't touch it now. Does the bottle look all right? Ayer sir irukara? Irkarla. Bottle சரியா வந்துருச்சா? போதுமா ஐயா பாட்டில்? இன்னும் செய்யணுமா?
இல்ல சார், ராமச்சந்திரன் சார் இல்ல சார்.
இல்லையா அவரு?
இல்ல சார்.
சார் ஆக்சுவலா நீங்க வந்து இது வந்து ஸ்டெப்பா ஏன் சார் தெரியுது? ஏதாவது 2 ஸ்டெப் வச்சு அந்த மாதிரி ஸ்டூல் மாதிரி உள்ளுக்குள்ள 2 இருந்துச்சா
ஆமாமா.
சார் ஸ்டெப்?
ஆமா, உள்ள ஒரு பாக்ஸ் ஒன்னு வச்சிருக்கேன்.
ஓ, அதனால அது மேலயும் இது கீழயும் இருக்கு.
ஆமா, அது மேலயும் கீழயும் இருந்தா தானே கொஞ்சமாச்சும் இன்ட்ரெஸ்டிங்கா இருக்கும். இல்லாட்டி மொட்டையால இருக்கும்.
இல்ல சார், நான் கேட்டு தெரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டேன் அவ்வளவுதானே, ஒழிய வேற ஒண்ணும் இல்ல சார்.
இல்ல இல்லாட்டி நல்லா இருக்காதுல்ல. இந்த சென்ஸ் கொஞ்சமாச்சும் அந்த இடத்துல ஒரு ஏதாச்சும் ஒரு டிராமா ஒண்ணு இருந்தா தான் அது பாக்குறதுக்கு நல்லா இருக்கும். அதனால கொஞ்சம் மேல இந்த பாட்டில் இது மேல இருக்கணும். இது ரெண்டும் ஒரே ஹைட். வரிசையா வச்சிருந்தோம்னா சூப்பர் மார்க்கெட்ல இட் லுக் அஸ் இஃப் லைக் யூ கெப்ட் சம்திங் இன் அ ஷாப் இல்லையா? அது வேணான்றதுக்காகத்தான் நான் வந்து ஒரு 2-3 லேயர் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு வச்சேன் நான் அதை.
சார் அது எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது சார். அது நான் என்ன கேட்டேன்னா அடியில, அதனால துணிக்கு அடியில ஏதாவது வச்சு மேல
பாக்ஸ்
வச்சீங்களா?
இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு பாக்ஸ் இருக்கு. இந்த இடத்துல கரெக்டா இந்த இடத்துல ஒரு பாக்ஸ் இருக்கு. அது அந்த பிக்சரை காட்டுறேன். என்னன்னா பிக்சரை காட்டினா இன்னும் டெஃபினட்டா தெரியும். நான் வந்து அத பெருசா காட்டுறதுக்கு நான் முயற்சி பண்ணல.
அப்புறம் இந்த ஒரு பெரிய ஸ்டூல் மாதிரி வச்சு அதுல ஒரு பாக்ஸ் வச்சு அதுல வந்துட்டு இத மேல வச்சு அப்புறம் பின்னாடி வச்சு இந்த பாட்டில் வந்து தனியா இருக்கிற மாதிரி வச்சிருக்கீங்களா சார்?
ஒரு சேர் வச்சிருக்கேன். இப்ப நான் பிக்சர் காட்டுறேன். தெரியுதா? இந்த இடத்துல பாக்ஸ் தெரியுதா?
தெரியுது சார், தெரியுது.
அது அந்த பாக்ஸ் இருக்கு. அப்ப ஒரு சேர் வச்சிருக்கேன். அந்த சேர்ல on the backrest of the chair I have
plate வச்சிட்டீங்க?
No, I have kept a board. I have kept a board on which the muffler is hung. Okay, on the board the muffler is hung. That is the background. Okay, so I folded the muffler, 2 layers of muffler. Okay, and I open it. I have kept a box here. The muffler comes here. I press the muffler slightly inside and it comes on top of the box and it falls like that. Okay. See, it has gone inside slightly here, from here. This plate is on the box. This is on the box. This bottle is below the box. Okay. Okay. Now that has been done. Now this has to be sort of defined a little bit. Let me just define it a little bit. And Okay, that is defined a little bit. See, there are certain things that I can do to I might have to do to that, but I don't want to do it now. Huh? Let this be completed. We'll call this complete. Huh? Now, I want a highlight to come here. Okay, I want a highlight to come here. How do I get a highlight now? We don't use white, right? We don't use white. So I take a blade. I can take one segment of the blade. Let me see if I have another cutter blade, because this is a 30-degree blade. Do you understand what I mean by that? Usually the blade is 45 degrees, right? This blade is 45 degrees. Can you see that? And we know that there are segments to it. For those who don't know, I'm just showing. Okay, that's a 45-degree blade. This is a 30-degree blade. Can you see the difference between these two blades? Okay, so this is a special blade, slightly more expensive. I have an Olfa. Olfa is considered to be the best in the market. So I won't break that. Okay, but do you see that they all have lines out there? Okay, all the blades have a line out there. Now, okay, let me just show you this. There is a line. What I do is you can pull out the back. There is a holder there, right? You can pull that out, and there is a small cut on that. Can you see there is a small cut on that? Yeah, there is a small cut on that. We keep that. Of course, a lot of people would know this, but for those in case, because every time I do this, I talk about this, and some of my students have said, "Oh, I didn't know that." So and you can break it, and it breaks like that. So that edge becomes.
தெரியாதுதான் சார், இது தெரியாதுதான் சார். இந்த மாதிரி blade இருக்குது, நானும் இப்பதான் first time பார்க்கறேன்.
So the edge becomes sharp now. When it becomes blunt, you can break this, and there are so many segments. Okay, so some of my students have told me, "Oh yeah, I didn't know this," and like just now you told me. So what I do is I take that and I see what should I do now. I should take a highlight out here. So what I do is I scratch when the paper is completely dry. Okay, when the paper is completely dry and your painting is completed, once you have done this, once you start scratching it, you can't paint after that. Okay, I scratch it, and I learned another trick from Winslow Homer. But you look at his painting, you will also start saying Winslow Homer. His paintings are that beautiful. I'm deliberately doing a lot more than necessary. I deliberately covered that place up. I usually make a clear drawing, and I try not to cover my highlights, because leaving the highlight and painting in a watercolor is the most beautiful aspect of watercolor. Okay, so only the surface. This you can do only with 300 GSM paper or 400 GSM or so on, so forth. 100 GSM and 200, even 200 GSM will get damaged. See, you got a highlight there now. You'll have to wait till the paper dries before you take this highlight out. Okay, and there is another technique that I learned. Keep these blades very careful, or you'll have to throw the blades very safely, because this can cut into your hand. Okay. After this, now I'm going to do one more thing, which is strange, but it gives a wonderful effect. I don't know if I have the. I'm going to use a sandpaper. Okay. I usually have a sandpaper here. I don't know where I kept it. Okay, I'll just bring a sandpaper. I usually have a sandpaper with me all the time. Yeah, sometimes you need it in a jiffy. You're like, oops, I want that. No, let me bring a sandpaper. Huh? இதுல sandpaperல எங்க வச்சோம்னே தெரியல. Okay. Sandpaper, brush, pencil, eraser, yeah, fine. But sandpaper as a tool, yes. Don't depend on this. Like I'm showing this because this is the only chance I'll get to show you that such a tool is available for work. But don't think that this can be used. So I can be careless when I'm painting. If I make a mistake, then I can say, no, don't do that. No, that's not right. That's not right. That's not good. But there are times when such effects are better than actual painting. Okay. Then what you do is you very carefully erase out my eraser is dirty. After this, you can't paint. Unless you are an expert and you know what you're doing, you have a clear idea. But I can paint. I can paint on top of this and make this look smoother. Like I just give a small wash out here and make that go slightly behind. Huh? Okay, and maybe one line there. So that goes back. Huh? Little bit here and there. That should be enough. Okay, so we'll sign it. Any questions? Does it look complete?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay, any questions? யாருக்காவது ஏதாவது கேள்விகள்? Anything that you want to ask?
சார் நெக்ஸ்ட் கிளாஸ் என்ன சார் பார்க்க போறோம்?
Next class வந்து 13th, 14th, 16th. Next class would be 14th and 16th. We are going to be doing watercolor portrait.
Okay,
watercolor portrait. Before doing watercolor portrait, do we have time? Yeah, we have about 18 minutes, right?
sir. ஆமா
We
சார்.
have a, yeah, okay. Now, then what, wait. Then we'll do portrait proportions so that next class you can come sort of prepared. Today is the 9th, is that right? 0904 090426. I thought this will take one full class, but we have time. Why waste it, So let me just put these things away. Okay, let me put the brushes away. Let me push the colors away and bring my notebook, and we'll do a charcoal graphite pencil drawing.
சார் நம்ம சார்கோல் அண்ட் கிராஃபைட் யூஸ் பண்ணி ஃபுல் டிராயிங் எதுவுமே பண்ண மாட்டோமா சார்?
சார்கோல்ன்றது வந்துமா கிராஃபைட் இல்லாத நேரத்துல வந்து சார்கோல் பென்சில்ன்றது ஒரு பெரிய, that was a very big thing. Charcoal is black. Okay, graphite is gray. But there are other pencils which are almost like charcoal, which is lumograph. Let me see if I have a lumograph, which is a lumograph. This is lumograph, it's all erased. Stedler lumograph. It says 8B. It is not graphite. Okay, let me show you the graphite. Graphite is shining. Can you see that? Graphite pencil is shining. This is not shining. This is charcoal and wax. So charcoal is a medium. If we want to do one charcoal work, we can do. Now, like let's keep it for the last few weeks. Okay. I hope that we have enough time for that.
சார் லேண்ட்ஸ்கேப் அப்புறம் இப்போ ஸ்டில் லைஃப் அப்புறம் போர்ட்ரேட் எல்லாமே நம்ம வாட்டர் கலர்லயே பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம்ல சார். இப்போ ஆயில்ல எது சார் பண்ண போறோம்?
ஆயில்ல அதே தான் ஆயில்ல செய்வோம்.
இது மூணுமே திருப்பி ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுவோம்ல சார்?
ஆமா மூணுமே திரும்ப ரிப்பீட் பண்ணுவோம். அதான் நமக்கு சிலபஸ். See, we have to follow a syllabus.
சிலபஸ்ல வந்து வாட்டர் கலர் அண்ட் ஆயில் கலர் இது யூஸ் பண்ணி தான் நம்ம இந்த மூணுத்தையும் பண்ணணும்ங்கற மாதிரி இருக்குல்ல சார்?
ஆமா அதனால இது மூணு செய்வோம் நம்ம.
ஓகே சார்.
Okay, let me put this away later. I'll just keep this down and I'll bring my notebook. Just a second. This I'm going to put away. I'm bringing my notebook and let us. Hey, that's a nice painting. I'll just show you. Look at that painting when you know, like, let me put this away. Look at that painting in motion, you know, like it actually looks three-dimensional.
இங்க கீழ பாக்ஸ் வச்சிருக்கிறதெல்லாம் நல்லாவே தெரியுது சார் உங்க painting.
தெரியுதுல்ல இதுல
தெரியுது sir.
yeah, it is raised and there is a solid thing underneath. இல்ல அது it shows very well.
நல்லாவே தெரியுது சார்.
This has come out well. Okay, let me show you the other painting that I was talking about. This is A3, right? This is A3, and the other painting that I did is A2. This is A3. Okay, this is A2. Let me take it closer. This is a photograph that I took in Kodaikanal. Remember, I had been to Kodaikanal to do those wall murals. So this is
இந்த ராக்ஸ்லாம் சூப்பரா இருக்கு சார். அந்த ராக் வால் வந்து ரொம்ப சூப்பரா இருக்கு சார்.
அந்த இந்த இடம்ல
போட்டோ சென்ட் பண்ணும்போதே நான் இதுதான் சார் யோசிச்சேன். நீங்க இது எப்படி இவ்வளவு மைட்டா டிரா பண்ணிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னு. ரொம்ப ரியலிஸ்டிக்கா இருக்கு சார் அந்த ராக்ஸ்லாம்.
அந்த டிஸ்டன்ஸ் பாருங்க. அதாவது see what happens is this is bright, this is close. Details are there, colors are there. Okay, now what happens is this area the color has become slightly dull, and this area has become, the detail is gone, that area is bluish. Now that is how we show distance. Okay, so let's not be talking about that. Let me take my notebook. This is DFA 15. Okay. I hope you don't mind staying for 10 minutes or so more, so that now I'll just talk about this is our previous class, right? 3-point perspective we did. Okay. Now we are going to do proportions of the face. We don't have anatomy. We have portrait. Full figure will just be a small, very small lesson. But portrait, we are going to be doing oil and acrylic. So let us understand portrait in a better way. Okay. Okay. Somebody was asking me, it looks very small. Yarpa, somebody asked me, sir, it looks சிறுசா தெரியுது சார் நீங்களே. யாரு?
நான் தான் சார் கேட்டேன். இப்போ பாருங்க, இப்போ ஹரிசான்டலா இருக்கும்போது பிக்கா இருக்கு சார் ஸ்கிரீன்.
ஆமா, அது உங்களுக்கு சந்தோஷத்துக்காகவே செஞ்ச மாதிரி.
ஓகே சார்.
சரி, ஓகே. இப்ப வேற யாரோ சார்கோல் வேணும்னு சொல்லிட்டு கேட்டீங்க, அதையும் திருப்திப்படுத்திடுவோமா? Okay. See, let me just show you the difference between these things. See, from one setup to the other, it takes such a long time. So actually we are not wasting time when we are setting up. We can only set up when we are about to work. This is I'm just looking for if there is actual charcoal. Okay, these are wax based charcoal pencils. Actual charcoal is not here. No. Huh? I could be having it in another. Let's just start working. Okay. How we do a face? Huh? We have about 10 minutes more. I wish we could stay for slightly more time if you people don't mind. Okay. So what we do is we draw a circle. We know how we draw a circle, right? We draw a square, right? We draw a square and then divide it into quarters and then we do a circle like that. Okay. Okay, we draw a circle. Okay.
You are using 2B, sir?
Edma?
2B பைக்கிறீங்களா?
Pencila. No, it's an 8B. 8B lumograph. 8B lumograph, which is like charcoal. You know, let me just show you the difference. Let me draw with this and then I'll come to graphite pencil. Okay, so that you'll understand the difference. I think I have a charcoal with me. I'll do the charcoal also and show you. Quickly, we'll do this so that we... No, I don't have a charcoal. That doesn't matter. Okay. So, we do this and we draw the face. We are going to draw looking straight up. Okay. So that is the width of the face. Okay. And we divide this into 3 parts, 3 equal parts almost. I'm not measuring and doing, I'm just doing approximate. And we extend one part. We extend one part. Okay. This is the center line, which is called the eye line. Okay. Eye line, not high level. Eye line. Okay. You can see, right? I'm deliberately doing it very light, otherwise it will look, it'll be difficult to see the actual drawing. Okay. So that is done. This is known as the nose line. Okay. This is known as the hairline. This is the chin line. Okay. So these are facilitators. You can't say this is how it has to be, but this is a facilitator. Whenever we draw a portrait, we start like this, and according to the model that we are using, things will change. You know, the eye can become closer and so on and so forth. Now what we do is we are going to divide this into 5 parts. Okay, so in the center we'll take that much and one more, okay, slightly bigger, and I do that and that becomes 5 parts. Okay, that becomes 5 parts, right? So the eyebrow, that's called the eye line. The eyebrow comes slightly above that. Okay, which is the inside. This is the center, so we call this the inside, we call this the inside. Okay, that's the center. This is inside, that's outside. This is inside, that's outside. Okay, so the inside is long. We are drawing the eyebrow. Outside is short. inside. It is touching the eye line, and this will be slightly bigger than that. That's going to be the size of the eye. Okay, it comes inside. The eye comes here. I will go to the eyes later. The inside is short. You can take notes on this after the class is over. Outside is long. Inside is long, but okay, that line is long. These are not parallel. These are not parallel. Outside is short. Goes like that. Goes like that. You know, like that. The eyebrow comes slightly longer than the actual eye size. That is it. Then what do we do? The tear gland, make that into a curve. Okay. That goes, make that into a curve. The eye goes and joins at the bottom from slightly inside. Tear gland. Both the tear glands will be inside. Huh? Of course, yes. That's what, of course, everybody knows that. Okay. The eyebrow hair goes like that and turns and becomes shorter and lesser and vanishes. Okay. It goes like that. It goes like that, slanting more and more and turns and goes like that. Then the eyelid fold. The upper eyelid gives a fold. The lower eyelid doesn't give a fold. Huh? Okay. Now what do? We draw a part of a circle. The circle is that. Only part of it shows. It can touch the bottom or it need not touch the bottom. Okay. Both these will be of the same size, right? These are not symmetrical, but they look symmetrical. Okay. Now we say the light is coming from here. Okay. The light is coming from here. So there will be a highlight. This is the iris. That is the pupil. Okay. There's a shadow out there and there will be a highlight. We leave that highlight. We leave that highlight. You want me to go closer? We leave that highlight. Okay, that's the tear gland. That is the highlight. Okay. So that is the pupil. That is the iris. You leave the highlight and the tear gland. Okay. The nose comes here. It is a V and we have a small dash here. And the nostril will come almost to that, okay, almost to the tear gland area. Huh? Sometimes it will be narrow, some noses will be narrow, some noses will. Generally, from the center of the tear gland, we draw a plumb line. Remember the word plumb line. I'll go into the plumb line later because we don't have much time. Let me just do this, okay? So a V, small dash, and we draw a line here. We draw a line here without touching this and curve it out. Okay, curve it out. That is the nostril. It becomes slightly thick. Curve it out. There is a small box here. The nose is deep here, goes under, okay, and there is a bone there. There is a bone there. Okay. And it comes slightly in. Slightly in. And that is up and this is facing down. This area is facing down. If light is coming from there, it'll be like that, right? Okay. Now we said that's the hairline, right? So the forehead, that's the forehead, right? The forehead, this is facing up. This part of the nose is facing up. This is going down. Okay. This is slightly dipped inside. Okay. This is in. This is in. This is out. This slants down, which means there will be a shadow here. This will be like that. There will be a small curve out there. The face comes like that. Okay, we'll just get it like that. From the center of the eye down will be approximately the mouth width. Approximately, everything is approximate. It changes from person to person. Okay. We divide this into 3 parts. We have a V underneath this. It goes. So that is the end of it. Okay, but inside, slightly inside, there is another V underneath. This goes and joins slightly inside like that. Okay. So that's a shadow here. This part of the lip goes like that. The upper lip is darker than there are so many pieces of information that I'm giving. You can take them down from the lecture, video lecture that you see later. Okay. Now let me just go as fast as possible. Okay. Now almost at the width of the nose, this part of the lip is looking at us. This goes like that. Okay. Curve it out. Curve it out. This goes slightly in. The upper lip is darker. The color of the upper lip itself is darker. Somebody had to leave. Okay. Okay, I can't help. Now, like the thing is, now the chin, under the lip, there'll be a shadow. The chin will be slightly lower. The ear will be from the okay, we will go through that again later, but I'm just showing you like how we go about it. Okay, so now you have the recording, so you can go through that. Okay, the cheekbone comes like that and goes to the chin. Okay, the jawbone goes and joins near the ear, From there, it comes sharper. It depends upon what kind of a face you are going to be drawing. the hairline will be parallel, almost parallel. When I say parallel, it's not mathematical, it is aesthetically so. Okay? So, like that. Do we get the basic idea of this? Shall I do an eye or shall we do it next week? I'll take about 5 minutes.
Yes, sir, can.
Yeah, okay. So that is the line that we did. Okay. The inside of the eyebrow goes like that. It'll be longer here. So that is going to be the size of the eye. That will be longer. That will be longer out. Okay. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So that will be the size of the eye. That's the line that we did. The eyebrow starts slightly out, goes slightly out. Okay. It will be thicker here. It becomes thinner as it goes there and it turns. See, whenever we are drawing something, we draw straight lines to take the measurement and the angle. We call that blocking in. Of course, we know that, right? Okay, now we are going to come up to that. The inside, this is the inside. That is the nose. Okay, so inside will be short, outside will be long. Okay, long. Now, inside will be long. These are not parallel. Outside will be short. That is the tear gland. And we curve it out. Okay? We curve it out. And this goes and joins underneath. Okay? And that is the eyelid. This can go up or down, whichever we want to. Now, I'm going to draw the eyeball. We don't draw a full circle. Okay? Usually, that will touch the top of the fold of the upper eyelid, but not necessarily so. Depends upon the angle that we see. Okay. Right in the center, we have the iris. Okay. Let's see, let's have the light coming from here, right? Okay. So that will be a highlight because the top of the iris, top of the iris is glazed and there is tear on top. So it will be shiny. This is a hole, right? The pupil is a hole. So it is black. It is dark. Okay. So we have done that. Done that. Okay. That's the tear gland. The eyebrow goes like that. It goes like that. The eyebrow goes like that at an angle. We throw those lines because the eyebrow is thick at the bottom and becomes thin as it grows out, right? It turns like that. Okay, so some artists draw the eyebrow like that. That is doctored. Makeup people do that. Actual eyebrows don't grow like that. Okay, that is understood. This part will be protruding when you see young people. Huh? Young people's will be protruding. Okay, the upper eyelid is projecting a little bit, so there will be a shadow there. Okay, projecting a little bit, so there will be a shadow there. Okay, the lower eyelid, the thickness of the eyelid will be seen clearly. If you go close enough, you'll see that clearly. Okay, so we draw a double line there. The eyeball is like that, so there will be a shadow here. Right? This part comes out. This part comes out. This is a convex glass-like thing. Okay? Transparent. That's why we get a highlight there. Okay? But the shadow goes and falls flat on the diaphragm of the iris. So the shadow will be slightly lower than this shadow. Okay? Isn't it? If you have doubts, you can listen to this again. And if you have doubts, we'll clear that next class. Because the light is coming from here, and this is a lens, light will be concentrated here. This part will be dark. And it will be radial. The lines will be radial because this is a diaphragm. Diaphragm in the sense it shrinks and opens up. When there is a lot of light, it shrinks. When there is less light, it opens up, so that more light can go and we can see better. So the diaphragm will open up like that, okay? And here it will be lighter. The light comes and falls here, so it will be lighter here, okay? Because it's an eyeball, that part will be slightly shadowed, okay? And that is how we draw the eye. Okay, next class we will go into doing the nose and lips, and we'll start the watercolor portrait. Okay? Shall we? Anything else that we want to ask? Today, DFA 15. Today is the 9th, 04/26. Okay?
Okay, sir.
We didn't do the eyelashes. Huh? Eyelashes go like that and keep turning. They turn this way when they come to the inside. Okay? And they start moving towards us. So they look shorter here. They look shorter, but actually they are coming out towards us. Huh? The lower eyelid will have very little eyelashes, because eyelashes are there to protect us from dust falling into the eye, right? So here the eyelashes will be much less. Yes, ma'am. Somebody asked something. Sir, Yarma, sir, you asked something.
சார் லிப்ஸ் மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் பெருசா இருக்க மாதிரி இருக்கு சார், மத்தபடி அது கரெக்டா இருக்குல்ல சார்?
அதான், see, it all depends upon what kind of work that you are doing. Okay, so if you want to make it smaller, you just make it smaller, that's it.
அதுதான் சார், ஆக்சுவலி அது மட்டும் ஒரு மாதிரி டிஃபரெண்டா இருக்க மாதிரி.
No, I was just doing how to place things. How to play hairline, eyeline, nose line, chin line, and how they work. Five divisions sideways. The ears come out of the first division and the fifth division. Okay?
சார் இதுதான் லூமிஸ் மெத்தட்ல சார்?
Not exactly. There is no such thing as Loomis method. That is, people who studied with Loomis started doing that. People who used Loomis books started using that. Loomis was one of the people who started printing books and teaching methodology. But then we have Michelangelo from the 16th century. Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, even people before that have done these systems. What I do is, my students will say, probably my students will say, this is Ranjit sir's method, or this is Bridge Academy method. Because I picked it up from them and started using the easiest method from each artist. So mine is, now we have just done that. If
It's disappear, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, sir.
சார் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு பேஜ் வெளியே போயிடுச்சு சார்.